Pin chat, you can now pin the message to the top of your live chat. Really. Michael Cohen's testimony ties former President Donald Trump to the hush money payment. I'm Tyrone Bowman. This is Tyrone Bowman Tonight. According to the Washington Post, former lawyer Michael Cohen, the key witness in Donald Trump's hush money trial, began testifying Monday against his ex-boss, unspooling what prosecutors hope will be a crucial thread of evidence tying the presumptive Republican presidential nominee directly to an illegal scheme to conceal a 2016 payment to an adult film actress. After years working as a hothead, sharp-tongued attack dog for Trump, Cohen was calm and collected on his first day on the witness stand in Manhattan Criminal Court, where he told the jury about financial transactions that are now the basis for 34 charges against Trump for allegedly falsifying business records. He is expected back Tuesday to answer more questions. Cohen's testimony is critical to the prosecution because much of the evidence so far suggesting Trump agreed to falsify his business records is circumstantial or based on a handful of the many documents that crossed Trump's desk. Cohen is probably the only person whose testimony at the historic first criminal trial of a former U.S. president will include what Trump allegedly said and knew about the payment to porn actress Stormy Daniels. Under oath, Cohen said he was directed by Trump to give her money to stay quiet. Quote, just do it, close quote. Trump told Cohen. The lawyer testified what the jury makes of those three words, and several other critical parts of Cohen's testimony may determine whether they find Trump guilty. For two men who have been locked in a vicious public fight for years, each blaming the other for their legal woes, the highly anticipated courtroom confrontation began with a civil and professional tone. Cohen's appearance on the witness stand in a blue suit and pink tie was a far cry from his online video of this month, in which he wore a t-shirt with an image of Trump behind bars. The atmosphere is likely to change after prosecutors complete their direct questioning of Cohen and defense lawyers begin their cross-examination. A high-stakes legal showdown, years in the making, and one with significant potential consequences for Trump. Cohen's reputation as a foul-mouthed bully preceded him to the stand, as the jury heard from multiple witnesses about his often frantic, explicit-filled phone calls during and after Trump's 2016 campaign. A far humbler Cohen admitted as much in his testimony, saying he sometimes threatened litigation or other hardball tactics to get what his boss wanted, whether he was dealing with a potentially damaging front-page news story or a fender bender with a taxi. Testifying with the hand-dodge guise and a thick Long Island accent, Cohen rarely made eye contact with Trump on Monday, preferring to look at prosecutor Sean Huffinger as she asked him questions. Trump watched Cohen intermittently, at times shaking his head in apparent disagreement, disgust, or both. But he did nothing Monday morning to prompt the kind of scolding he elicited from the judge last week, as Daniels described their interactions during a celebrity golf event at Lake Tahoe. Cohen, who served time in prison for lying to Congress, among other things, and was disbarred for his admitted crimes, recounted telling Trump in October 2016 that Daniels was shopping around the story of their alleged sexual encounter a decade earlier. At that moment, Trump's presidential campaign was still reeling from the Washington Post's recent revelation that he bragged during an, quote, Access Hollywood, close quote, taping about groping women's genitals. Women will hate me, guys. They think it's cool. But this is going to be a disaster for the campaign, Trump said about the Daniels allegations, according to Cohen's testimony. Cohen told jurors that the candidate wanted him to buy the rights to Daniels' story on the alleged sexual encounter would not come to light before the election, which was just weeks away. I thought you had this under control, Trump complained to his lawyer. Cohen testified at an apparent reference to Cohen's success 5 years earlier, keeping the story of a tryst between Trump and the adult film star from becoming public. Trump has denied the two had sex. Prosecutors need to prove that Trump was directly involved in falsifying business records and that he did so to keep Daniels from sharing her testimony before the election. Trump's defense team has said that he was not directly involved in the payment and has maintained that Trump's concern about the story becoming public was based on how his wife would react. But Cohen said that as the two men discussed it at the time, Trump was far more worried about the campaign than his marriage. How are things going to go upstairs? Cohen said as he asked Trump, an oblique reference to Trump's wife, Melania, who lived with him in a penthouse apartment in Trump Tower, where Trump's offices also were located. Don't worry, Trump said, sounding unbothered, according to Cohen's testimony. He wasn't thinking about Melania. This was all about the campaign, Cohen continued. According to Cohen, Trump said he had friends who had advised him that given his wealth, it would be worth it to pay Daniels to stay quiet. He expressed to me, just do it, Cohen testified, adding that Trump also told Cohen to figure it out with the Trump Organization's chief financial officer, Alan Weisselberg. Cohen also testified that Weisselberg, now in jail for lying in a civil fraud case about Trump's businesses, had helped pay off another woman who alleged that she had an affair with Trump. He said Weisselberg suggested to him that they discuss the Daniels transaction through a golf tournament or somebody who was having a family affair, such as a wedding or bar mitzvah. When that idea didn't pan out, Cohen said he suggested that Weisselberg pay the money, noting that Trump's loyal CFO made a seven-figure salary. Weisselberg said he had too many children in private school to shell out $130,000. So Cohen agreed to put up the money himself. He testified. Don't worry, you'll get paid back, Trump said, according to Cohen. After brokering a deal last October to give Daniels $130,000, Cohen said he tried to stall on actually paying the money because after the election, it wouldn't matter. Much of that calculation was built around the widely held assumption that Trump would lose the presidential election to Democrat Hillary Clinton. When he won, the problem transformed from a campaign scandal into a White House one. Cohen described the meeting with Trump and Weisselberg that took place shortly before Trump's January 2016 inauguration, in which Cohen said Trump approved the repayment plan for $130,000 payoff to Daniels, including that it be classified as a legal cost. The witness of Weisselberg explained to Trump at that meeting that Cohen would receive $420,000 in all. The money would be broken up into monthly installments over a year and would also cover a boost to Cohen's annual bonus, payment for another expense he fronted, an overall boost the total so he could still be fully reimbursed after paying income tax, and Cohen would become Trump's personal attorney. Trump approved it and turned around and said, "This is going to be one heck of a ride in D.C." Cohen said, "I'm Tyrone Bowman. Never surrender. Never